Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight. Today we have an adventure bundle of coasters, starting with a storytelling coaster trying to find a temple god. Then we'll be moving on to a gigantic jungle run adventure, and then we're gonna finish things off with an exploration coaster. So stay tuned and let's check them out. All right, welcome back everyone. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. If you guys are new here, be sure to smash that subscribe button. If you end up enjoying the video, leave us a like. And if you guys enjoy Planet Coaster and you can't get enough, be sure to come join us on Discord, where you could see plenty of people sharing screenshots, ideas, and talking about their creations. And if you enjoy the community, everything that we do here, all the stuff that we put together, running the Discord community, contests, and events, please do consider supporting the show through Patreon, and it'll also help us put out more spotlights than normal. So any support is appreciated. And with that out of the way, let's dive right on into the first creation of the day. Xerion and Pacifix, created by Darks, one of our Discord legend builders. Quite the backstory on this one. Let's get right into it. Once upon a time, two brothers named Xerion and Pacifix traveled through the desert to Saudi Arabia. They were forced by the citizen to find the temple god. There were rumors that the temple would give the citizens more water and food if they gave a small sacrifice. They traveled for 5 days straight. They were running low on resources and all hopes were lost until they saw something in the distance. They saw a huge temple, a temple that could only create by a god. When they arrived, they entered the temple, the doors of the temple closed, and they heard a voice saying, "Welcome, I know you're here. You are both sent to find this temple to get resources. I can give you that, but it requires a sacrifice. You both need to give your life to save millions." The brothers looked at each other and didn't hesitate for a single moment. They agreed that they both saw a huge pile of resources, but the problem was they couldn't take it with them. So the voice said, "Now you've sacrificed your life. You are going to save millions, but you're going to need a means of transport for the people. You're going to bring the citizen from your city to the temple and back." And when they heard that, they turned into stone. A few seconds later, the ground was shaking, and Xerion, the big brother, turned into a thrilling triple launch coaster to traverse the lands to get the men to the temple. Pacifix, the younger brother, turned into a relaxing river rapids to take the families to the temple. And that's why you are here. You are going to take both of the means of transport to take the resources and come back to your village to save the citizen and to be their hero. Boom. All right, very fun backstory there. Darks, let's take a closer look. So this is a coaster plus a river rapids. So we got to have a bit of a dual spotlight here today. Quite fun. I really do enjoy it when people do these things. So let's take a closer look at the coaster to start. We got a Typhoon Infinite. There's a look at all the stats. Max forward G's 14? Where? What? And it's not showing up here. There's nothing to indicate that it's overboard, but it's saying 14 G's here. What the heck? Well, we'll take a closer look at it after. Let's get on this. What in the world did we just experience, ladies and gentlemen? I think Darks broke the game. Flip it. No, not that one. See this again. I don't understand what we just witnessed. Flip it. Boop. Well, there's your 14 vertical G's. Flip it. How? How are you doing this? Darks has found a way. I am blown away right now. Darks has found a way to separate coaster tracks. Are you kidding me? What is happening? So the track continues to go up, but it ends there. And then he gets it to switch tracks. How? How did you do this? Because if I delete this track, okay, that's the second one. So if we move this, what? It's connected and you make it switch. You've linked 2 tracks to the same track. My mind is blown. My mind is absolutely blown. I knew something was strange was going on when I saw the 14 max vertical. Jeez, look at this. What? Oh, I deleted that. Whoops. Are you kidding me right now? Flip it around. What? Flip it around. But what I don't understand is how you're getting it to flip back around, especially on the way back, because it should just fall back down backwards, right? I mean, we have never seen anything like this. I don't think anyone's knew this was a thing. Darks, leave a comment down below. We will pin it, and you can tell people how you came up with that. That is insane to me. But you can actually, with that method, you can actually do things like make a skateboard park where it's going up and turning around. That is insane. Okay, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 3 years into Planet Coaster, still seeing new things every day. I'm so flabbergasted. I've lost all train of thought. I don't even know what to say about this coaster anymore. The theming is amazing. Let's check out the river rapids, okay? Oh my god, I'm having an aneurysm. My brain just broke today. Oh my goodness. So just waiting for one to pull up here. There we have one. And there's a look at all the results if you want to see them. And let's get on Pacifix. All right, a very chill river rapids indeed. I still can't wrap my head around how you got this coaster to flip around. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, it's extremely buggy and broken, but you broke the game. You broke my brain, you broke the game, and that's why Darks is a legend. He's always playing around with little things, coming up with new ideas, and that is certainly different. What do you even say? Leave your comments down below. What did you guys think of that? That is crazy. You'll never see anything like that in Planet Coaster. We've never seen anything like that. Wow. Absolutely wow. We have a big exploration coaster at the end of this video and another big coaster to check out. So we're going to continue moving on to the next creation. Jungle Run, created by S9 Schnurky, one of our Discord builders. And here they say, "Hi Johnny and the Planet Coaster community. This is my latest creation I have made. It is a launch coaster from the Intamin with a twisty layout and it takes you through a wild jungle. I don't really know what I could say anymore. I just hope you enjoy the coaster." All right, short and sweet. Let's check it out. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Typhoon Barghest. Here's a look at all the stats. 1,600 meters in length. Pretty crazy. Let's get a little high on the vertical G-forces. There are 4 team airtime counts with 5.5 seconds. That is pretty nuts. Let's check this out. All right, there it is. A fun coaster for sure. Now, in terms, I mean, this is a builder, so I want to go easy on you, and but I also want to challenge you. So that's what the discussion will be. Look at the size of this blueprint. First of all, it's a quarter of the size of the map. So it technically is an exploration coaster blueprint, but you managed to just make basically, well, it's not even 4K. That's the biggest blueprint I've ever seen for only 2,600 pieces. It's basically all trees. When I see an exploration coaster like this, I want to see it traversing the terrain. So I think a park file would benefit you better here. It's a little bit tough because if you want to do a blueprint, I challenge you to do a little bit more compact with more theming. It's a whole lot of trees and just trees. Now you did some rock work here. I think it's not the best looking rock work. I could definitely think it would benefit if it were to rain. It would be nice to see some splashes and triggered events here when you're going across the river rapids. Yeah, just a little bit of variation in your rock, a little bit more foliage. It's looking a little bit bland, and that's pretty much the only theming that you did other than the trees. And I mean, the boarding station is kind of cute. It's quaint. It would probably be a mess trying to get the pathing in here. So in terms of a blueprint, that's my feedback for you. It doesn't feel functional. Like if someone wanted to download this in their park, they're gonna have a hard time fitting it in. They're gonna have a hard time pathing to it, and I don't know if it's gonna really add anything to anyone's park. It doesn't have like a specific theme. Now you went with the Jungle Run. I think as a Jungle Run experience, I think it was a fun experience. So you hit it there, and as a builder, that's kind of what I expect, is to have an enjoyable, fun experience, and then look at things to improve on for next time. So the things I would like to see from you in the future, this is the first time I've seen this builder S9 Schnurky. So yeah, try to create a more compact blueprint and go over the top with the theming. Try to get that 4K. And if you go with this big coaster, try doing an exploration coaster, and even maybe try going for a lift just to you know, bring us up a lift up a volcano or something, and then let the coaster run on its momentum. That way you're not you know, launching it constantly, trim braking it constantly, and all that stuff. So I would choose a focus in the future, exploration or blueprint, and then really hit that theming. As of right now, I feel like you're trying to do both, but it's also doing neither. As an exploration coaster, there's not a whole lot of exploration because we're stuck in the trees, and as a blueprint, it doesn't really fit the requirements or the criteria of a compact, placeable blueprint with theming. So it's neither there or here. So I think there's some things to focus on. But I think your coaster was fun, and that's a great start for a builder, and you're definitely tackling some of the theming. So again, I think it's a great effort. So keep doing what you're doing, and be sure to submit your next creation, and I would love to see what you do next. What did you guys think? Leave your comments down below for Schnurky, and let's check out the last creation of the day. Onyx drop, created by PP Pipe, one of our Discord advanced builders and silver patrons. Thank you so much for your support, PP Pipe. And here she says, my first coaster using the terrain tool. This is not 100% finished, but I was really hoping to get some feedback. The bright white tunnels are not decorated yet, as well as the boarding station. I've spent a lot of time on this so far. Please give feedback. I have been so inspired by your channel. Thank you for all that you do, Rachel. All right, Rachel. Okay, let's take a closer look at the coaster. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have a hybrid RMC. Let's throw this thing right into test mode. There's a look at the stats if you want to see them. A little bit high on the lateral G-forces, getting high on the vertical, but that's quite okay. Let's jump on this. Boom, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. So interesting to say, because I don't usually feature work in progress stuff. I actually was a little bit surprised to read that it was a work in progress. Generally, I tell people to send me their finished creations for the future, but that's quite okay. I like you, Rachel. You've done some amazing stuff on the channel so far. We've seen massive improvements from the first time you entered to where you're at today. I feel like this is one of your older creations, because the ones that I've featured from you previously seem to be a lot more polished overall. However, with that said, you said this is the first time you've done a terrain coaster, so you've challenged yourself in a different way, which could also mean that you're outside of your comfort zone. So that's why it's not matching the quality of your other coasters. But I don't think the quality was bad either. I just think your other ones were so good. So you wanted some feedback. Where do I even begin? I think with these exploration coasters, you want to do your theming very, very last, and you have this big Onyx coming around and wrapping around the whole coaster. You've got some underground theming going on down there, and I still feel like the coaster needs work before all this happens. And now if you adjust the coaster, you're going to have to adjust the terrain, which means you're going to have to adjust your theming, and you're creating more work for yourself. So it's really good to get that coaster feeling super smooth, and then utilize Discord and your friends on the Discord platform to help you out. Get someone like Zayfor to maybe ride your coaster or check it out before you've fit the terrain work to the coaster. So with that said, I think how I would approach this is, keep an eye on the stats. The first thing I would do is definitely increase the lift speed. You have it at 5 miles an hour, bringing that up to 15. You'll notice that I did fast forward it in the video there. That's going to make a huge difference first of all. And then what you want to do is go into your heat maps and just keep an eye. Why is the coaster not going? Keep an eye on different things. Your fear, how much fear is it giving off, and if it goes into the red, that's actually fine, because it averages. But you can see it was really hot and heavy through here, very hot. I noticed we were flying through here, and there wasn't enough banking, and then with that, you're gonna see that your lateral G's are going like almost -4 and +4. It's just too heavy through here, and you could just, if things are going purple or even dark purple, you want to avoid that. So we can see that for the most part, there's a problem going on after your first drop. Vertical G-forces, same thing here. It's dropping down, and there's a big dip there as well as here. So you want to make sure you pan those things out as much as possible. And with the excitement, it's all over the place. Now this will be exciting because of those crazy G-forces. The game's a little bit weird that way, but with the way I felt with this coaster was it was extremely way too exciting to begin with, and there were some issues with the G-forces. You can feel that while riding the coaster, but then everywhere else it was really mild. So the pacing of the coaster was too extreme to too mild, in my opinion. With that, you want to pay attention to, I mean, it's really hard to work with the coaster now that the terrain's already done. That first drop down here, I would have actually brought it up, but bringing it up means we have to mash it through the terrain, just to like trim down that speed a little bit as it's coming down here very hot. But this area here in particular needs some smoothing, but it also needs some heavy banking. Holy crap, that scared the shit out of me. Yeah, it needs some heavy banking to compensate, and you can see that there's that big dip going there. You kind of also want to pull it out and give it some breathing room. You can turn on the auto tunneling feature, but then you're going to have to go back and adjust that. So, you know, you want to really pull that out and maybe even up a little bit. And it's okay to work like this and get messy. See how fast it's going? It's insane. And because of that, if we're banking it, it'll at least reduce the fear and the lateral G's and all that. So we want to pull that out as much as we can, and we want to get this whole section rounded out as best as possible so we can smash the smooth all. It's going to mess with your terrain a little bit. It's going to kind of mess up the banking, though we can rebank it, and we can smooth the banking. Now you can already see the fear is not nearly as extreme in that one turn, and if we go to the lateral G's, it's cleared out. It's not -4 anymore on that corner. But now we got to do that here, and it's coming into this turn way too hard, so you're gonna have to pull that out and push this in. But you can see where I'm going with this. It's a lot of we want this to be less extreme. In order for me to give feedback, I would be going through it section by section, and I think that's a little bit much. But those basic principles that I showed you with the first drop, you can apply that everywhere. Coming around here into this transition, I would also begin banking it at some point, and then we can get this really extreme bank. So we're going through here almost sideways, but then we smooth that and reduce it back down, and it's going to create a proper transition here. And this turn here is still pretty extreme in my opinion. We want to kind of still keep it banked a little and then transition that. It's still going to be way too extreme because you're coming down so hard. So we managed to reduce the lateral G-forces here down to about 2, which is good. However, we still have some issues with the vertical, and it just has too much speed coming down. Like I said, again, that's why you want to do your train work after, because I think after the first drop, it should have been making its way back upward, and this should be a lot higher. If anything, it could even come out of the ground and back down. So I think that's like a basic tutorial, trying to smooth things out and feel out your coaster before you move into the train. You kind of want to basically block out your terrain, get some of your concepts down where you want to run the coaster. From there, you're going to massage it and massage it and massage it. Then you can go in and add all your details later once the coaster's in the green everywhere, your lateral vertical G's are looking good, and all that stuff. So this one is a little bit hard to fix at this point, but it is doable. And I don't think that overall the stats are that terrible, and I think the coaster itself was pretty fun. Going into some of these areas here where it was slow and drawn out, this is where I would take the coaster and completely bring it down. Problem is, we have all that terrain there. and you're gonna have to create a new tunnel and redo the rock work. That way it starts to scream through this area and pick up speed as it's headed downward. And then you'd use all that momentum to bring it up into here rather than here. So it's gonna fly up in here. But that's a lot of massaging. And that also means you've placed rocks, and now you've got to move those rocks, and it continues to get a little bit frustrating. So for my biggest feedback to you is going to be play really rough and play really dirty with your terrain. You know, this should just be a blob mound, and then you're working your coaster in, making blob mounds around just a basic tunnel. You know, try to get that coaster coming through here, not so hot and heavy. And then at the very end, once everything is just spectacular stats, you can go in there and add your Onyx, add your details and all that. So I think you just had the process down, and now fixing the coaster after the process has been finished, it's going to be a lot harder to do that. So you might have been working a little bit backwards, and hopefully that step-by-step process of how you approach an exploration coaster should help you in the future. PP Pipe. Boom. What did you guys think? If you have any additional tips or feedback, leave them down below for PP Pipe on her coaster here today. And that's going to do it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more daily Planet Coaster videos, and thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.